So we're going to do adding decimals and subtracting decimals today. This is really easy. It's almost the same thing as just adding regular whole numbers. So for the first example, it says add 8.13 plus 2.76. This decimal at the end is actually just a period because they kind of wrote it as a sentence. That confused me at first, but that's just supposed to be a period in a sentence. So what you want to do is, it doesn't really matter with adding which number goes on the top, but I'm just going to put the first number on top because I'll just do it in the order they wrote it in. So I have 8.13, or 8 1300ths. And then what you do is line up your decimal points and your place values. So underneath, the 8 is in the ones place, the 2 is in the ones place, so they should be right on top of each other. And then fill out the rest of it. Okay, and then you're going to add like normal. Pretend the decimal's not there. So 6 plus 3 is 9, 7 plus 1 is 8, 8 plus 2 is 10. And then you just bring the decimal directly down where it was. So my answer is 10.89, or 10 8900ths. All right, for the next one, 1.459, or 1 459 thousandths. So 1.459. And I want to add that to 23.7. So the decimal has to be right below the other decimal. So the 1 is in the ones place. On this number, the 3 is in the ones place. So the 3 is going to go right below it. 2 will go here. And then 7 will go under the tenths place, just like the 4. So this one looks really kind of awkward when you do it like this. So what I do, and it doesn't change the answer at all, is I add zeros everywhere there's like a blank space, just because it makes it look like it's more like normal, like everything has a spot somewhere, there's no blank areas. And then I'm just going to add like normal. So 9 plus 0 is 9, 5 plus 0 is 5, 7 plus 4 is 11, carry the 1, 3 plus 1 plus 1 is 5, 2 plus 0 is 2. And again, decimal comes straight down, so 25.159. All right, so you line up your decimal points, line up your place values, add like normal, bring the decimal straight down. So let me give you one of these to try. So I'm going to have you pause the video and try these. So again, try A and try B. So line up your decimals, line up your place values, add like normal, bring the decimal point straight down. For part B, you can add zeros. After you line everything up, add zeros to fill in the blanks if that's more helpful. Add like normal, bring the decimal point straight down. So pause and try those two. So now we're going to do the same exact thing, only with subtraction. With subtraction, the order definitely matters. So whatever they tell you first needs to go on the top. So 5.508, or 5 508 thousandths, will go on the top. 3.174, or 3 174 thousandths, goes on the bottom. Remember, line up your decimals, line up your place values, and then it's just regular subtraction. There's nothing here to add for zeros because everything's lined up. So 8 minus 4 is 4. I can't do 0 minus 7, so I'm going to borrow from the 5. Make that a 4. Make this a 10. 10 minus 7 is 3. 4 minus 1 is 3. 5 minus 3 is 2. Bring the decimal point straight down, so 2.334. Okay, for this one, 21.9 is going to go on the top, because it's the first number for subtraction order matters. Then we have 1.605. It has to be lined up by place value. So the 1 is in the ones place, so it goes under the other one. 6 is in the tenths, so it's going to go under the 9, and then 0.5. Okay, with subtraction, if there's blanks, spaces, you have to add zeros, and you'll see why in a second. So I'm going to put a 0 here, and a 0 here, and a 0 here, so that everything's lined up. The reason why you have to do that is because now you have to borrow. With subtraction, if you have a number on the bottom, you can't just bring it down. You have to be borrowing. So I can't do 0 minus 5. I also can't do 0 minus 0, so I'm going to start here. So I'm going to borrow from 9, make it an 8. This becomes a 10. Now I'm going to borrow from the 10, make it a 9. This becomes a 10, and now I'm good to go. 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 0 is 9. 8 minus 6 is 2. 1 minus 1 is 0. 2 minus 0 is 2. Decimal point comes straight down. So 20.295, or 20 295 thousandths. All right, so let me give you a couple of these to try. Remember, first number goes on top. Decimal points and place values have to be lined up. And also, if it's a subtraction, you definitely have to add zeros if there's not enough numbers to match up. Okay, so I'm going to pause and have you try these two. So put the first number on top, line up your decimals, line up your place values, add zeros if you need to, subtract like normal. You might need to borrow. Bring the decimal straight down when you're done. Here's an example of where you would use decimals in the real world. So it says, your meal at the school cafeteria costs $3.45. Your friend's meal costs $3.90. You pay for both meals with a $10 bill. How much change do you receive? So what I would do is add the two numbers together to figure out what the total is. So $3.45 plus $3.90. So line up your decimals, line up your place values, add the two meals together, and that's going to give you your total bill. So it's going to give me 5. 9 plus 5 is 13. 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Bring the decimal straight down. So the total bill is $7.35. You're paying with a $10 bill. I'm going to write it so it looks like money. And you're going to subtract the total to figure out how much change you get back. So $10 minus $7.35. So again, it's a good thing I added these zeros because I would have had to add them anyway so that I could subtract. I can't do 0 minus 5 or 0 minus 3 or 0 minus 7. So I'm going to borrow from way over here. 1 becomes 0. This is going to become a 10. Borrow, make it a 9. This is going to become a 10. Borrow, make it a 9. This will become a 10, and now I'm good to go. 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 3 is 7. Decimal point, 6. 6. Decimal point comes straight down. 9 minus 7 is 2. So your change is going to be $2.65. So I added them together to figure out the total. Then I subtracted from the 10 to see how much change I would get back. All right, so let me give you one to see if you can try it. Okay, so you guys try this one. It says a binder at the store costs $4.87. A pack of pens at the same store costs $2.94. You paid for both the binder and the pack of pens with a $20 bill. How much change do you receive? So first figure out what your total bill will be and then subtract it from $20. So give that one a shot. Okay, this one is saying the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool is approximately rectangular. So I'm going to draw a rectangle, or try to. It says its width is 50.9 meters and the length is 618 meters. So obviously I'm not drawing this to scale because my 618.44 meters is way shorter than the 50.9, so that doesn't really make sense, but that's okay. You walk the perimeter of the pool. About how many meters do you walk? So we're walking around this entire thing. So that means I have to have another 618.44 here and another 50.9 up here. So I'm just going to add them all together. So I need to line all of my decimals up. So I'm going to write this twice for the top and the left and the right in this case. So for my left and right, 6.18, 44. And then for the bottom and the top, so that's 50.9. Make sure you line everything up. Okay. Another 50.9. And then I'm just going to add like normal. What I'm going to do, just because I like doing this, is adding 0 so that everything has the same amount of digits. It's just easier for me when I'm trying to add, to make sure everything's lined up. Okay, so I get 4 plus 4 is 8. 4 plus 4 is 8. Plus 8 plus 9 is 17. 17 plus 9 is 26. Carry the 2. 8 plus 2 is 10. Plus 8 is 18. Carry the 1. 5 plus 5 is 10. 11, 12, 13. Carry the 1. And then 6 plus 6 is 12. Plus 1 is 13. The decimal comes straight down, so 1,338.68 meters would be how far you walked. All right, so let me give you one like this to try. Okay, this is going to be the last one. All you have to do is find the perimeter, which means you're just going to add all 4 numbers. Line everything up, line up your place values, add zeros if you need to, add like normal, bring the decimal point straight down. So just try that last one.